The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Australia for the second leg of his three-nation tour. In a one-of-a-kind event, he addressed a massive community gathering of members of the Indian diaspora at Melbourne's iconic Marvel Stadium. Highlighting the deepening India-Australia relationship, Prime Minister Modi credited the Indian diaspora for bringing India and Australia closer together. He said that Melbourne today has several neighbourhoods that proudly reflect India's vibrant culture, places that many inside Australia now call as mini Indias. And these are some of the images showing Prime Minister Modi receiving a very warm and a rapturous welcome by thousands upon thousands of cheering members of the Indian diaspora who turned up in big numbers in full enthusiasm to get a glimpse of the Indian Prime Minister. And this event happened at the Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, and standing alongside the Indian Prime Minister was the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. The two leaders were seen greeting the very enthusiastic crowd, waving to the attendees, shaking hands and also acknowledging the warm reception.
पिछले 12 वर्षों में मैं तीसरी बार यहां आया हूं। यानी इस बार हैट्रिक लगी है।
At the event, Prime Minister Modi also created a pretty special moment for Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. He asked the audience members to switch on their phone flashlights and to light up the venue as a gesture of respect and honour for Albanese. And before this, the Indian Prime Minister held bilateral talks with the Australian Prime Minister after attending a business forum. During the summit, Prime Minister Modi and Albanese reaffirmed their commitment to expanding the comprehensive strategic partnership. They pledged to deepen the defence and security cooperation and also unveiled a roadmap to strengthen maritime security collaboration. And both sides have also reiterated their commitment to free, open and a rules-based Indo-Pacific, while advancing cooperation in critical minerals, secure supply chains, cybersecurity, clean energy, space technology and education. Marking another step in deepening the India-Australia strategic partnership, Albanese announced the signing of an arrangement to enable uranium supplies for India's civil nuclear energy program.
Today we can confirm the signing of the administrative arrangement to enable uranium exports to India for peaceful purposes under the 2015 Australia-India Nuclear Cooperation Agreement. The arrangement facilitates Australian uranium exports to India to help increase the share of non-fossil fuel power capacity, providing an additional market for the Australian resources sector.
Now, Australia has also announced the repatriation of 3 Indian artefacts. The move comes in exchange for the return of the remains of the First Nations ancestors. India sent the ancestral remains that were held at the Government Museum in Chennai. The 3 artefacts were being returned to India to include a metal trident of the goddess Bhadrakali, a stone idol of Nandi and a stone idol of the 6-headed Kartikeya. All 3 artefacts have come from Tamil Nadu, specifically the districts of Tanjore and Thiruvarur.
12th century artifacts to India in a move hailed as deepening of bilateral cultural ties during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ongoing visit to Melbourne. Speaking alongside Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese described the voluntary return as an act of friendship. The announcement comes as part of ongoing efforts to restore looted heritage. In fact, since 2014, Australia has returned around 40 Indian antiquities. India has reclaimed hundreds of artifacts globally in recent years. In fact, the Australian Culture Minister said that the exchange reflects shared values. The repatriations are expected to take place in coming months, further strengthening people-to-people linkages between the two countries. The visit, of course, finishes tomorrow with big focus on sports diplomacy. Sudhansubal for WION in New Delhi.